this foundation right here. This is the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Happy video day, guys. Today we're going to be diving into a brand new foundation that just released from Laura Mercier. Now, I told you guys about this, I think it was last virtual window shopping, and I was so excited because previously Laura Mercier released a foundation called the Ultra Longwear foundation, and I really wanted to buy that one. However, it was a matte foundation, so I decided to pass on it because I myself like radiant, dewy, luminous looking skin. So Laura Mercier released the Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. So this is a radiant foundation that has just been launched by her line, and I am over the moon excited because I feel like this is going to be the best of both worlds for me. It's going to have the radiance-ness that I love, but then it'll probably have that formula that everybody loves so much in her Flawless Fusion foundation. So I am super excited to be testing this out. So what we're gonna do in this video, guys, is I'm gonna be putting this on my face. You guys will see me apply it. I'll get into some details about it, and I will be wearing it throughout the entire day and let you guys know what I'm thinking on how it wore. So if you guys are new to my channel, hi, my name is Christina Brooke, and what we do on the channel is talk about makeup. So if you guys like makeup, hit the subscribe button so you guys can be part of the GLAMRANCH family. And let's get right into this foundation review. So I'm really excited, guys, because I am wearing the foundation right now, and looking in the monitor and looking in person, I'm a little bit excited with the way that it looks because I do think it looks pretty. So before we get into the video and I tell you guys all the information about the foundation, I just want to let you guys understand my skin type. I have very normal skin. It kind of goes a little bit oily in the summer, a little bit more dry in the winter, even though we don't have too much of a winter over here. But if it does get cold, I do feel myself getting a little bit dry. So I would say I am basically normal skin. T-zone sometimes gets oily, around here sometimes gets dry, but I don't have an exaggerated amount of dry or oiliness. So I'm kind of just normal. Another thing that I think is very important is I am in my 30s, so I'm not 18 years old. I don't have perfect, flawless, baby skin. I have more mature skin. And my skin has changed a lot since I was younger, and I do feel like as I'm progressively getting older, I do feel like my skin has gotten a little bit drier than it used to be, but nothing that is really exaggerated, at least not for me personally. But I also have noticed more lines on my face as time goes by. I always tend to choose dewy or radiant looking foundations because I personally think on my skin type and also on my skin's maturity, I feel like radiant foundations, like I think it just brings out a more youthful, radiant look to the face, whereas matte foundations, on me and on some other people that I know that are in my same age range, matte foundations can sometimes make your face look a little bit more dry and also can accentuate lines that we don't want people to see. I can't say that I will not wear a matte foundation because there is some matte foundations or foundations that claim to be matte that I do feel work really good on my skin, but in this case, luminous, that's just the route that I love to take. So when I saw Laura Mercier was releasing this foundation, I was ecstatic and I ordered it like right away. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I applied it today, but I do want to tell you guys a few things that I noticed on the foundation and give you guys some facts about this actual foundation. So inside of this foundation bottle, you do get 1 fluid ounce, which is very standard for most foundations. It is also $48 US. So $48 to me is pretty typical when you're going into higher end foundations. They can range from anywhere from $38 to $50, give or take. For the outer packaging, this is a glass bottle. So this is a nice heavy duty glass bottle. The top right here is a plastic. You also do get a pump, which is the best when it comes to foundations. I love a pump. When you go to select a shade in the Laura Mercier site, I would personally tell you guys, don't use the shade finder. I personally went to each one of the shades and read the description to see which description kind of went with my skin. I personally purchased the color Bisque, and if I read what Bisque is a light with warm undertones, and that is the color that I purchased. Warm undertones or yellow undertones usually works really well for my skin type. Sometimes neutral I can get away with, but sometimes they're a little bit too on the red side for me. So this one actually worked out pretty decent. Actually, when I was first applying it, I was a little scared that it was going to be too dark. I still think it is not the perfect shade match, but it is definitely a shade match that works for me. Now, I did try to use the shade finder on the website, and I would not recommend it. It told me to buy a shade that was fair with neutral undertones. I've never bought in a fair foundation before, and neutral undertones is usually not my undertone. And that was matching it up against the YSL All Hours foundation, which I wear warm caramel. It gave me fair. So I feel like there is something wrong with the shade finder on the Laura Mercier site, and I did tell customer service that just so that they would know. But I just would recommend to you guys, don't use the shade finder unless for some reason when you use it you think it worked. I would read the descriptions of the shades and pick the one that you think would work for you, because I just didn't think that shade finder worked at all. And I will point out to you guys, I asked customer service how accurate was the shade finder, and they said somewhat accurate. So foundation, it does come in 30 shades, so I would definitely tell you guys to look on the website and see if you have a good shade match for you. But there is 30 shades of this foundation available as of right now. So right now this foundation is available at lauramercier.com. I do know it's going to be coming to Sephora soon, so look out for it at Sephora. So let's go over some of the claims that it says on the website about this foundation. So it does claim that it's going to have 15 hours of hydration, weightless, medium to full coverage, naturally luminous finish. It also does say that it is luminous in any light. So it also says that it's an immediate glow and improved natural luminosity within 1 week. This is the part that I thought was interesting. It almost seems like it has some type of skincare in it, because it says vitamin C boosts skin luminosity, revealing brighter, clearer, and even more toned skin over time. So without makeup, your skin is naturally luminous, skin appears more even, and appearance of dark spots are reduced within 4 weeks of use. So that part to me was very interesting. It's almost like they combined some type of skincare in here. When I give you guys my final thoughts on this foundation in the next month or so, I'll let you guys know if I saw any improvement in my skin as well. But because of the moisturization inside of the foundation, it does say that it softens the appearance of the skin and it softens the look of fine lines and wrinkles. Moisturizing does soften the skin, so therefore sometimes it does help to minimize the appearance of wrinkles. So it says that it feels like a second skin and that you can build it up basically to full coverage. After reading all of that, I was very interested in the foundation because I saw it had skincare properties in it. It does appear that it does not have any SPF in it, so just note that. I didn't see anywhere on the website that it claims to have SPF, and it doesn't say it on the bottle as well. So now after reading all of those facts for you guys, let me go ahead and show you guys when I was applying it, and I'll let you guys know if what I'm thinking of some of those facts that we just went over. So when I went ahead and applied the foundation, I decided to use the Laura Mercier primer because I was reading on how they kind of suggest to apply this foundation, and they did say that they think that it would be best if you would apply it with a Laura Mercier primer. If you don't have a Laura Mercier primer, doesn't really matter. They just always say that because I guess when they test it with their personal products. I did use the Laura Mercier primer. I will tell you that the Laura Mercier primer has a very moisturizing feel to it. That did work nicely with the foundation. They did say to apply it with a sponge, especially the Laura Mercier sponge, and I don't have that. So I went ahead and used the Beauty Blender sponge, and I feel like the application was way too sheer. It's like a nice application if you want to wear this like during the day and you don't want to have that much makeup on. It's a very sheer coverage. So for me personally, when filming, I definitely don't want sheer coverage. I want to build it up to a medium. Full coverage is a little bit too much for me. I really like medium coverage, so I decided let's just go with a brush. I feel like the brush did apply the foundation a lot more even. It also was able to cover a lot more area and give a lot fuller of a coverage than it did with the sponge. So definitely, I personally love the application with a brush a lot more than I liked it with the sponge. That's my personal opinion on my skin. I like the brush application. It is not a liquidy foundation. It is more of a medium kind of thickness foundation. It's not super thick, but it's definitely not liquidy. But when you do put it on your face, I would say like the weightless part, I feel like it's somewhat weightless, but I do, like right now, I feel like I have foundation on my face. It's not like I feel like I have a heavy, thick foundation, but it's definitely not very like I feel like I have nothing on my face. I feel like I have makeup on. So after I applied it fully to the face, one thing I have to give this foundation is what a beautiful finish it gave. I feel like it gives you that luminosity that you're looking for, but it doesn't look oily and it doesn't look too dewy. Sometimes when you go for dewy foundation, sometimes they'll put micro glitters in it to kind of give that dewy effect. You don't have glitter in this foundation. It just does look luminous. I don't know if it's the vitamin C that they put in it or what. It has a very luminous look, and even like looking in the monitor, I feel like my skin looks perfect, like very smoothed over and perfect. And I do wear a lot of foundation, especially when I film. I can tell the difference with how a foundation looks. This one does have a very even, luminous look. So another thing I wanted to point out to you guys is I did use the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Concealer underneath my eyes, and I think that they match really well together. Definitely a beautiful combination together. In the concealer, I'm actually 1N, and in the foundation, I'm wearing Bisque, and this combination is beautiful, like beautiful together. So when it comes to the coverage, I definitely think that this is a medium coverage. You couldn't put it on pretty sheer if you put it on with a beauty blender, like I said before, but definitely I think a medium coverage is definitely it. And you can build it up to be a little bit more full. I don't really enjoy makeup to be too full, so I definitely feel like you have a very good medium coverage with this foundation. You can probably get a little bit more full coverage, but I would definitely say medium coverage for sure on this foundation. One of the claims also that it was saying that you could see the luminosity in any type of light, and I think that's true, because here in studio lights I feel like I see a lot of luminosity, and sometimes you catch more of the luminosity in daylight when you're outside, and I feel like the studio lights are picking up that glowy look in certain areas. It's not like everywhere. And I think it looks beautiful. I honestly think it looks beautiful. Like if I'm looking very closely up at the skin, I don't feel like it looks heavy. It's not gathering anywhere. Here I have lines on my forehead like any other normal human that doesn't get Botox, and I don't have any fill up into those lines. I don't see like gathering, you know, there's no gathering on the sides of the nose, which is very uncommon for me. Most foundations do gather here. This looks beautiful. Like honestly to you guys, this looks amazing on the skin, like amazing. Like if this wears, this could be a contender to be one of my favorite foundations of all time. Like it looks that good. So for the wear test, I just want to tell you guys, I did put this on an hour ago. It's been an hour since I applied it, and it still looks exactly the same. It looks beautiful. Nothing has rubbed off. I did lay down for a few minutes. So I'm going to be wearing this product throughout the entire day. So we're going to go ahead and get into the wear test right now. I'm going to try to wear it for at least 10 hours. Hey guys, this is my 5-hour checkup. So I've been wearing the foundation for 5 hours. If you guys hear my audio a little bit better, apparently my mic wasn't plugged into the camera before. Probably hear my audio a lot better right now. But either way, so this is how the foundation looks, and I think it looks really, really good, and I'm really happy with this 5 hours so far. I would check in with you guys in another 5 hours. And this is the last checkup of the night, so this is my 10-hour checkup. And I have to say, I think that the foundation wore pretty nice. If you guys can tell, it still looks really pretty on the skin. But I definitely think that it has worn out very good. Like it kind of evenly broke off. I do think that the concealer is the only thing that I remember it being a little bit of an issue. The concealer always, like it's just like such a strong concealer that it doesn't like fade, and it's like a paste that like after your makeup like fades away like nice and pretty, your concealer is like still on. So it kind of gives you like that raccoon eye effect, which I remembered that from the last few times that I've worn this concealer. Foundation itself does look really nice still. It kind of, you could still see it on the skin. It's still covering up some imperfections, but it has worn down very naturally and pretty. It's not breaking up like abnormally in any spots. Let me check closer. A little bit around this area and this area I'm missing foundation, but that is normal, especially since I'm always touching my nose. So I really think that the foundation has worn really nice. I really like it a lot. So I am definitely very interested in continuing to wear this foundation. And of course, I will be giving you guys more updates as I've worn this foundation for a longer period of time when I do my review follow-ups. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up my milkshake, and yeah, I'm going to call it a night. So I think that this foundation is really good. I like it. So now back to Christina of the past. Alright guys, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget, like always, leave me your comments below and give me your thumbs up. And if you guys are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you guys can be part of the GLAMRANCH family. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! You're hilarious. Bye. You already know how the end goes? Okay. Say bye! Bye! So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.